Bobby Flay is mean. He's so mean to that guy on Grillin' and Chillin'. Like, I really am not a fan, but all right, I'll do it.
Yeah.
So I went, and they invited me back the following week to meet Bobby.
Yeah.
So I'm like standing at the chef's station, and on this side there's, garde-manger and hot apps and roast, and on this side is saute and grill and broil, and I'm standing at the head, and I can see Flay walk in. And he just starts walking right towards me, and I was cutting red onions for this mango relish. And he walks right up to me, and he goes, "Hi." And I'm like, "Hi, I'm Leia." And he's like, "I'm Bobby." And I'm just like in my head, I'm like, "Holy shit, this is crazy."
Right.
So I said out loud, I go, "This is crazy." And he said, "What's crazy?" And I was like, "It's just really crazy that you're here." And he looked at me dead in the eye, and he goes, "It's my fucking restaurant. What do you expect?" And I was like... I turned beet red like a lobster. Like my Irish was shining, and I had to walk away because I almost cut my finger off. And then about a month later, I was back at Raymond's working, and I was in the basement. Mind you, I'm like 23 at the time. And the hostess comes downstairs, and she's like, "Chef, Liz from some bar is on the phone for you." And I was like, "Oh my God, I left my credit card at the bar last night. Like,
We've all been there.
How many vodkas did I have?" And I pick up the phone. And she's like, "It's Liz from Bar American. Bobby's sitting right across from me. He wants to know if you want to have a future with us." And I was like, wow, this is insane. So I met with him, and I was really impressed with how he talked about food, and how, like, his passion off the bat was, like, sold me. And then he was also talking about this work-life balance thing that in this industry I've never heard of, and that also intrigued me. So I signed on with him, and I was with him for a little over 7 years. And I was at 5 of his fine dining establishments. And it was, honestly, never in my wildest dreams did I ever think that I would be working for somebody on Food Network, somebody that I had watched for years.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't think that would be a reality in my life. And there were so many pinch me moments in working for him that I was like, this is just honestly such a dream come true. And he has given me so many opportunities. I don't think I would be where I am without having worked for him, because I got so much knowledge for working for him and with his team and in his restaurants, in learning how to run a kitchen and in learning how to run a business.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's been really, really priceless for me.
Yeah, of course. And you've been on cooking competition shows too, right?
Yeah.
Chopped?
Yes.
Was that one?
Yep.
Yeah. So, take me through that experience, because I feel like it's kind of interesting, because you said you learned how to cook by watching these shows, and now you're on one of these shows. Granted, it's not like, hey, today we're going to learn how to make chicken parm, but it's like, everyone's yelling, at least the way they make it seem on TV. But, like, what was that kind of, like, journey like to come full circle and get back to that point?
It's wild.
Yeah.
Like, the first time I did Iron Chef America, you walk into Kitchen Stadium and you're like, whoa, like, I've seen this on TV so many times, and now I'm here actually in this kitchen. So I feel like even walking into the Chopped kitchen, it's the same thing, because you've been watching it for so many years. Yeah. I was really scared to do a cooking competition. And, like, Flay, like, forced me to. He was like, "You're doing it. You have no choice." And I knew that on my first, I knew I was going to cut myself, because I get very nervous.
Yeah.
And so on my first competition, I had to cut, like, all these things on a mandolin. So I was like, let me just bang them out back to back to back, and then get rid of the mandolin. Like, thinking about effectiveness, because that's really what this business is.
Yeah.
It's like how you can do the most in the least amount of time.
Exactly.
So I'm, like, cutting garlic and cutting ginger and, like, cutting Fresnos and cutting whatever else I'm cutting on there. And the camera guy's literally with his camera in my face going, ow, 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 ow. And I'm like, dude, can you stop? Like, this is so fucked, you know? Yeah. And lo and behold, I sliced my hand from, like, here to here on the mandolin. And I dropped the mandolin. I was like, Renee, it was Bobby Flay's culinary director. I'm like, I cut my hand. She goes, "Come over here." We had, like, a little stash of Band-Aids. So I, like, rinse it off, and I put a Band-Aid on it. And, like, I put a glove on it. And, like, 2 minutes later, the glove is filled with blood. So I'm like, shit. So I, like, take it off, put another one on, fills with blood again. They had to call the medics out. They're like, 35 minutes remain. They're like, "Lee, are you okay?" I'm like, I'm fine. Just wrap it up. We gotta go. Right. And we ended up winning.
Oh, nice.
And so
persevering.
Yeah. I mean, but, like, again, that's what this business is. It's like, you're sick, you come to work until the chef tells you to go home. Like, no matter, you just can't stop. You have to keep going until the night is over.
Yeah.
So I love it now.
Yeah.
I love it. It's such an adrenaline rush. It's so, it's exhilarating. It really is exhilarating.
Yeah.
I live for it.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. It's so cool just to kind of because I mean, I knew about that, but I never met you before. So just to kind of hear the story is just so cool and so much fun. But
And it's legit.
Yeah.
When they say 60 minutes,
Yeah,
you have
get
60 minutes. When you have 20 minutes, you legit have 20 minutes.
Right.
They'll be here's a zucchini, come up with addition 20 minutes making zucchini the star, and you're like, you don't even know where you pull it out of.
Yeah,
It's
right.
how do you come up with this? But I've learned by doing multiple, I kind of feel I attack those the same way I attack the menu, where
Yeah.
it's you start with a list of what's seasonal and you build from there. So that's usually
Right.
my route in planning.
Yeah.
Unless there's pickled pig's feet and
yeah, I don't know what season those come in.
I don't know either.
Yeah, but
That was a awful,
yeah,
Chopped was hard.
it sounds hard.